Today we'll talk about the man who created the largest land empire in human history. His name is known throughout the world. But there's one mystery that no one has been able to solve, even 800 years later. Where is Genghis Khan's tomb? Thousands of archaeologists, explorers, and treasure hunters have tried to find his burial site. Ancient chronicles have been studied. Expeditions have been conducted to remote regions of Mongolia. Satellites and modern technology have been used, but the tomb of the man who conquered half the known world remains undiscovered. Some legends claim that after the burial, all witnesses were killed to keep the secret. Others say that thousands of horses deliberately trampled the burial site. Whether this is true or not is unknown. But it is precisely this mystery that makes the story of Genghis Khan even more astonishing. Who was this man? How did a boy once abandoned to die in the steppe become the most powerful ruler of his time? To find the answer, we must travel to 12th century Mongolia. The future Genghis Khan was born around 1162. He was named Temujin at birth. He was born into the family of a Mongol tribal leader. But his peaceful childhood was short-lived. When the boy was about 9 years old, his father was poisoned by enemies. After the death of the head of the family, something terrible happened. The tribesmen refused to support the widow and her children. The family was simply exiled. They were left alone in the vast steppe. Without food. Without protection. Without a future. It was then that Temujin realized how cruel the world could be. But his trials were just beginning. One day, he was captured by enemies. Young Temujin was shackled in a wooden stock and made a prisoner. It seemed his story was over. However, he managed to escape during the night. This escape would be the first step toward a future legend. After his escape, Temujin began to do what seemed impossible. He gathered allies. At that time, the Mongol tribes were constantly at war with each other. Every leader dreamed of power. Everyone wanted to be the leader. But Temujin offered something new. He valued not a person's origins, but their abilities. Loyalty. Courage. The ability to fight. People began to switch to his side. Gradually, a powerful force formed around him. However, many leaders understood the danger. If this man continued to win, he would one day unite the entire steppe. A long struggle began. Year after year, Temujin defeated his rivals. He formed alliances. He destroyed the old order. And finally, in 1206, an event occurred that changed history. At a great gathering of the Mongol tribes, Temujin was proclaimed supreme ruler. That day, he received a new name. Genghis Khan. A name the whole world would soon know. But the real trials were yet to come. Many states possessed enormous armies. But Genghis Khan's army was different. Every Mongol warrior learned to ride a horse from childhood. Everyone was an archer. Everyone knew how to survive in harsh conditions. The Mongols could cover vast distances in a matter of days. They appeared where no one expected them, and disappeared before the enemy had time to prepare. But their main weapon wasn't speed. The main weapon was fear. Before the start of a war, the Mongols gathered information. They knew everything about their opponents. Troop numbers, routes, food supplies, weak points. And then they struck. One of their most famous tactics was the feigned retreat. The Mongols pretended to be losing. The enemy began pursuing. They lost their formation, and he fell into a trap. Suddenly, the Mongol army turned and attacked. Thousands of warriors found themselves surrounded. Legends began to circulate throughout Asia. People said that Genghis Khan's army appeared like a ghost. But wars lay ahead that would make his name immortal. After unifying Mongolia, Genghis Khan began his conquests. His first major target was China. The Mongols encountered high walls and powerful fortresses. But they quickly mastered siegecraft. City after city fell under their control. However, the most famous conflict was the war with the state of Khwarezm. According to chronicles, Mongol traders and ambassadors were killed in Khwarezm. Genghis Khan demanded an explanation, but he was refused. Then he began the war. The Mongols invaded from several directions at once. Cities fell one after another. The rulers were confused about the source of the attack. It seemed the enemy was everywhere at once. Soon, Genghis Khan's name became known from China to the Middle East. He was feared. He was hated. He was admired. But was he truly just a brutal conqueror? Or does history conceal another side of his personality? In 1227, Genghis Khan died during yet another campaign. But the exact cause of his death remains unknown. Some sources speak of illness. Others speak of the consequences of a serious injury. There are even legends of murder. However, the real mystery begins after his death. The Great Khan's burial site has never been found. According to one legend, the funeral procession killed everyone they met so that no one would know the way to the grave. According to another version, the burial site was deliberately hidden among the Mongolian mountains. Centuries passed. Airplanes appeared. Satellites. Modern archaeology. But the mystery remains unsolved. Perhaps somewhere in the Mongolian steppes, the man who changed the course of world history still lies buried. A man who began life as an exile. And he ended it as the ruler of the largest land empire of all time. And perhaps that's why the story of Genghis Khan continues to fascinate people 8 centuries later. Because some secrets of the past still await discovery. Many people think of Genghis Khan solely as a warrior. But that's only part of the story. Building an empire is difficult. Maintaining it is even more difficult. Genghis Khan understood this better than many. He introduced uniform laws. He created an effective system of governance. He appointed people based on merit, not birth. He placed particular emphasis on trade. During his reign, caravans could travel thousands of kilometers under the protection of the empire. The Silk Road experienced a new heyday. Goods, technologies, and knowledge spread between East and West faster than ever before. Some historians believe that it was the Mongol Empire that first truly connected the vast regions of Eurasia. This is why the image of Genghis Khan remains so controversial. For some, he was a destroyer. For others, the creator of a new era. But the greatest mystery of his life lay ahead.